And then now this whole P. Diddy thing.
Sometimes you have to tell Diddy no.
Oh, man, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, man.
Sean Diddy Combs' alleged list of accomplishments to be revealed soon. The names will shock you, attorney says. Whoa.
I think he's going to sing, I think
he has to sing or he
bro,
goes
also,
to
I'll
jail
tell you
for the
one
rest of his
thing.
life. Well, it's just amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala. Too.
Yeah, seriously. It's like insane.
Publicly, openly, all in.
Yes. It's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend. and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Well. Diddy's legal chaos just hit a whole new level, and guess who's been fanning the flames from behind the mic? Joe Rogan. Across multiple episodes with different guests, Joe hasn't held back, casually laying out which celebrities might be heading straight to jail right alongside Diddy. And let's be honest, the names being tossed around, shocking. Let's get into it. One name that didn't exactly surprise anyone when it came up, Jennifer Lopez. Yes, Jenny from the block. When Joe had Elon Musk on the show, the conversation took a turn, and suddenly, J-Lo was the topic. And trust me, he had a lot to say.
That speech was terrible.
Like if she's going to be warning people, why did she never warn anyone about Diddy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The whole thing is so strange to watch play out.
Let's be real, Elon probably brought up J-Lo because he was low-key campaigning for Trump at the time. But still, he said what everyone's been thinking. If you dated Diddy during his peak chaos era and somehow walked away squeaky clean, people are definitely going to start asking questions. In case you forgot, J-Lo and Diddy were the power couple of the late 90s. They made headlines, fashion waves, and red carpet history. Fun fact, that iconic green dress, the one that made her the most Googled image on Earth, yeah, she wore that on a red carpet date with Diddy. These two weren't just in love, they were obsessed with each other. But things took a wild turn in 1999 when a nightclub shooting in NYC changed everything. Shots were fired, someone was hurt, and suddenly J-Lo and Diddy were caught fleeing the scene in a car. The charges were dropped for Jenny, but let's not forget, she went into full defense mode and told everyone Diddy had nothing to do with it just to help get him out of jail.
Car drove by, saw a female hand throwing a gun out of the
Ridiculous.
car.
I don't even
You're the
wanna
only
address
female
it.
in the car. You don't want to talk about
Ridiculous.
it? You very confident that Puffy will be found innocent in this trial?
Yes, I will.
You're going to testify?
If they need me.
Diddy got off with an acquittal, but his friend and rising protege at the time, Moses Michael Barrow, better known as Shine, wasn't so lucky. He got slapped with a 10-year prison sentence and ended up serving 9 of those years behind bars. Fast forward to today, with Diddy's name tangled in scandal, Shine has spoken out claiming Diddy was actually guilty back in 1999, and that he took the fall for it all.
I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison.
Now, the big question people are asking, was Jennifer really innocent and just standing by her man? Or did she help send someone else to jail to protect Diddy? Let's not forget, she stayed with him for 2 more years after that nightclub shooting. She didn't seem scared of him, not one bit. So what does that say? Did she know the kind of person he really was? And if she did, what does that say about her?
Everybody else that's left her, oh, she was too this, she was this, she was that. But Diddy said she was perfect.
Maybe she was meant for a medal.
What happens if you're only perfect for the devil?
J-Lo's link to that infamous night could reopen a whole legal can of worms. And if the truth about what she did or didn't know finally surfaces, she might not walk away so easily this time. Now, this next celebrity name, totally unexpected. Some people are starting to believe there may be a connection between Will Smith and Diddy. Sure, they've crossed paths at industry events and A-list parties, but on the surface, that's where it ends. However, controversial figure Jaguar Wright claims Will was involved in some of Diddy's disturbing freak-offs, where abuse reportedly happened right out in the open.
Yeah, no, we gonna pray for Mr. Gray, man. If he needs prayer, I don't even know what's going
They
on.
trying to freak him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present that tape exists.
Even with a few old paparazzi shots of them together, there's no solid proof of a real bond between Will Smith and Diddy. Will's made it very clear. He wants nothing to do with Diddy's legal mess, and he's not staying quiet about it either. On December 12th, during his set at the Observatory North Park in San Diego, Will took a moment mid-show to call out all the memes flooding the internet, trolling his rumored connection to Diddy's chaos. He couldn't resist setting the record straight, and the crowd felt the tension.
I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all the memes. I can stop all of that bullshit. Will adds, I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. I do enough of my own Don't be putting me in other people's bullshit. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid
It was a bizarre moment, no doubt. Will was mid-performance, then out of nowhere, he starts addressing all the buzz, linking his name to Diddy. It felt sudden, almost too sudden, makes you wonder if there's more to the story than he's letting on, right? Will quickly denied any involvement in Diddy's legal chaos, but what stood out, he didn't say a single word about his son, Jaden. And that's where things get murky. Jaden had close ties with both Justin Bieber and Diddy back in the day. Growing up around his father's powerful circle, some people believe he might have been exposed to the same toxic environments making headlines now. Let's be clear though, this is still speculation. There's no proof that Will was involved in anything, and the rumors are just that, rumors. But in the entertainment world, whispers travel fast. And speaking of connections, people have been linking Diddy and Jay-Z for years. These weren't just industry acquaintances, they were in deep. From nightclubs to clothing lines and other joint ventures, their names kept showing up together in big money deals. That's why Jaguar Wright sparked a firestorm when she went on Piers Morgan Uncensored. She didn't stop at Diddy, she dragged Jay-Z and Beyonce into the mix too. According to her, they're not just icons. She claimed they're monsters with hundreds of alleged victims. It was explosive, and it's keeping people talking.
Who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
Let's be real, Jay-Z has always played the role of the untouchable mogul, and he proved just how powerful he is when his legal team jumped into action. They went straight to Piers Morgan and basically said, take that video down or face a lawsuit. And guess what? Piers folded. He edited the interview and even issued an on-air apology to the Carters. Jay might be polished and media trained to perfection, but now that Diddy's empire is collapsing, people are asking the big question, was Jay really in the dark or just smart enough to stay hidden? Let's not forget, they've always run in the same elite circles, same invite-only parties, same collaborators, same under-the-radar business deals. Now, some are whispering that while Diddy took the heat, Jay may have quietly benefited behind the scenes, keeping his image spotless while the fallout hit everyone else. What do you think? Now, the next name caught in the firestorm? Cuba Gooding Jr. According to Diddy's producer, Lil Rod, things took a disturbing turn. He says Diddy didn't just introduce him to Cuba on a yacht back in January 2023. He allegedly tried to serve him up like a luxury hors d'oeuvre. That's right, Lil Rod claims Diddy was grooming him to be handed off to Cuba.
Cuban Gooding Jr. was so close to that man. I would thought that was his lady.
Lil Rod didn't hold back at all. In his lawsuit, he accused Cuba Gooding Jr. of groping him without consent, saying the actor put his hand on his thigh and tried to press up on him when they were alone. Rod claims he shut it down multiple times, but Cuba kept pushing. The whole thing allegedly left him shaken and furious. But hold on, don't go canceling Cuba just yet. He fired back fast. Cuba says he barely even knows Diddy, was only on that yacht for a hot minute, and had zero time for any of that nonsense. According to him, this isn't about the truth, it's about money. He says he's being dragged into this mess just because people see dollar signs.
How do you fully escape it though? Like your name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case.
Which was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Because you barely know
This is
him,
the
right?
most ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my world.
Do you really believe Cuba Gooding Jr. has never been to a Diddy party or crossed any lines? Now everyone's giving Cuba the side eye, wondering what really went down on that yacht. Because let's be honest, nobody just ends up on Diddy's boat by accident. Now let's talk about Stevie J, because his name has been floating in the middle of this Diddy chaos. And for those who forgot, Stevie J isn't just some love and hip hop drama king. Long before the messy TV fame, he was a Grammy-winning producer and one of Diddy's top guys in the legendary Hitman production crew at Bad Boy Records. Translation? He wasn't just around Diddy, he was in the inner circle during the wildest years of Bad Boy's rise. But here's the part that's got people raising eyebrows. Stevie wasn't just a colleague, he was reportedly a housemate. Yup, he lived with Diddy for a period of time, putting him right there in the middle of the madness now coming to light. With all these disturbing accusations surfacing about what happened behind closed doors at Diddy's parties in his homes, people are starting to ask, how much did Stevie J really see? And did he help cover anything up? Because right now, he's staying suspiciously silent. He's not defending Diddy, but he's also not distancing himself either. It's giving I plead the fifth energy all day long. And let's not ignore Stevie's own track record, legal trouble, child support scandals, rumors of drug use. So when people online say he's next, it's not coming out of nowhere. It's the proximity, the silence, and the mess of his past that have people thinking investigators might come knocking. As of now, Stevie J hasn't been charged or publicly accused of anything criminal related to Diddy's case. But let's be honest, the way these dominoes are falling, if Diddy goes down and starts flipping names to save himself, Stevie J might really want to start sweating. And now, things are heating up for real. The court proceedings tied to Diddy's growing legal storm are officially shifting gears. Jury selection? Already in motion. That means this is no longer just a media circus, it's heading straight into a real courtroom, and no one is walking away untouched. So what exactly are the courts looking for when selecting jurors for this kind of case? First off, they want someone with a strong stomach, because this trial, it's not for the faint of heart. We're talking graphic evidence, disturbing videos like that now infamous Cassie Hotel clip, and even adult content that'll make most people cringe. If you need a trigger warning every 5 minutes, this courtroom is not the place for you. The prosecution needs people who can stay laser focused, who won't let their emotions drown out the facts. Given the serious nature of the allegations, jurors are being carefully screened, especially those who've experienced domestic violence. Because let's face it, if you've lived through that trauma, it can absolutely color how you see the case. The court needs individuals who can separate their past from what's in front of them. People who can handle the ugly truth without letting it break their objectivity. And if you're someone who still bumps I'll Be Missing You or has Bad Boy Records on your playlist, yeah, you're gonna have to leave all that nostalgia at the door. This case isn't about chart toppers or hip-hop legends. It's about whether Diddy committed serious crimes, no fan goggles allowed. Also, this isn't a simple he said, she said situation. This trial is packed with legal complexity, technical terms, evidence chains, and deep testimonies. Jurors need sharp minds, common sense, and the ability to process all of it without needing a translator every 5 minutes. So the ideal juror, someone intellectually solid and emotionally grounded. Someone who can spot manipulation, look past celebrity glitz, and break down every grainy video or shaky testimony with a clear head. Now let's talk about age. The sweet spot? Late 30s to early 50s. People in that range remember Diddy's rise to fame, but they've also seen enough scandals to not be starstruck. They've lived through other celebrity downfalls and won't get dazzled by a famous face. At the same time, they're still tuned into TikTok leaks and Reddit threads, so they get the fast-moving internet world that's feeding this firestorm. That kind of balance is exactly what both legal teams are banking on. Someone sharp enough to see through spin, but experienced enough to weigh the facts without fan bias. And that's where we are. This Diddy drama just keeps delivering. From Joe Rogan throwing out celeb names, to J-Lo's shady past popping back up, to Cuba Gooding Jr. being dragged into the mix, it's all becoming one giant courtroom reckoning. This isn't just a scandal anymore, it's a full-blown storm, and the lightning is still striking.